Oh, they'll be calling you a radical. God, I just look over there and I see this white vehicle going real slow over there. You cannot make this up because I'm headed to Stevie Nicks concert. See if I can scout me a cheap ticket. So last time I saw her was right here. So last time I saw Bill Walton was in La Jolla last year. So they got this horrible news today. I almost started to cry. So I know Bill Walton really well. He's old school San Diego as it gets. Peter just called me, who's old school San Diego like I am, and almost started to cry. So Bill Walton, they're in Old Town on Walton Avenue, not named after him. Probably his great-great-grandfather. He's his old school San Diego. So I always run into Bill. Me and him visit all the time. I've known him my whole life. So I saw him last year in La Jolla on his bike. We visited. He knows my situation with cancer. And I don't think he had cancer very long. So growing up, Bill Walton was an institution, high school basketball in San Diego. He played for the charter school. He's the most dominant basketball player in the history of the state of California. I think it's unarguable. Fucking everybody wanted him. I mean, they had to change the law to get him because he wanted a law. The old communal hippie, but with the law degree, from Stanford at UCLA. So, the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden, he wanted him bad. Who's the most dominant college basketball players in history? In history. Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton. Bill Walton was so fucking dominant, it was unbelievable. Think about in the championship game. What did he go, 21 for 22? In the championship game, you couldn't beat him. He was all that, then some, Won a championship, with the Blazers, Lillard. Yeah, he won a championship with the Blazers. It's beat Dr. J. I mean, unbelievable. What an institution. So I knew Bill so good. We'd visit, like at San Diego 250. I go to San Diego 250. Me, Peter, Bill Walton. Hardly anybody else went when they raised the community up. He was everywhere all the time. And so, he raised his kids communal for a while, but he's multi-generation old school San Diego, like my family. And he showed up to everything. He was always there. Me and him would talk all the time. He knew my cancer situation, but I think it's so irony because I ran into him last year in La Jolla, right there. I mean, you ride your bike, he'd go OB, and then you got to go up an old Broadway, which ain't Broadway no more, down along Allison Street, which ain't Allison Street no more, Mission, PB, La Jolla. You'd see him all over. You'd see him as right Hillcrest, breaking up over the top, always on his bike. I mean, like you couldn't spot it. You ever went to a Deadhead show? And I quit going to Deadhead shows when Jerry left. I mean, I was a big fan of Jerry Garcia's. I loved him. Dog's not been fed in years because he was an anti-nuker. And so, but Bill was always there, always. You couldn't miss him. Fuck, how could you miss the dude? He's just fucking over 7 foot. I'm so sad to hear this. So when I got cancer, of course, Tony Gwynn got cancer, old school San Diego. He's an LA guy, but San Diego State. Remember, we all thought Bill would play at San Diego State. Tony did basketball, but he got cancer the same time I did. He went to Scripps there. You know what I call Scripps. So, not just the fake marine biologists. And me and Bill's had this conversation. So Peter, who has ties to Ogden here also, who owns the Padres because he's the O'Malley's grandson, the old Ogden. By the way, the Raptors are the worst team in history now. Oh, God. You want to see some bad baseball? Go to that. They're not affiliated anymore. So he got cancer the same time I did. The exact same cancer. Peter died this year. We're the exact identical same age. But I saw this with Bill. I love Bill. I knew him really well. He was in his own world, of course. He was, I don't know. He knew my situation. He never really got involved with me as the anti-nuclear movement, but, he was doing what he does. But I see him all the time. I visit with him. Like I said, I sat with him at San Diego 250. He grew up not far from there. he couldn't have had cancer very long. As far as the basketball player, fuck. I don't think people know how dominant he was. I mean, he wins the championship. What a series that was, 77, huh? Fuck, how dominant was he? So good. But he got hurt, right? Yeah. You know, and then he got the fight going with the Trailblazers, blah, blah, that whole thing. You know, raising his kids, the Bill Waltonism. You know, he was an old school hippie. He was an old school beatnik, somewhat, pseudo de facto. I mean, smells like spaghetti, must be Ferlinghetti. Ferlinghetti's best buddy stooped behind the blue door right there. Bill Walton used to go in there. His kid's one that just called me and told me. Back, Kerouac, whack. Smells like spaghetti. I mean, fuck, so much of that dynamic, bunch of old beatniks. He wasn't a beatnik, but he was San Diego's a kid. I'm so sad to hear this. I'm really heartbroken to hear it. Fucking such a piece of San Diego. See him riding that fucking bike all over. Every time I see him all over. You know. I talked to him last summer. I talked to him lots of times. He knew my situation. I had no clue he had cancer. I don't know what kind of cancer he had, but Peter died last summer or last year. You know, the owner of the Padres, Loya. He got sick. He's the exact same age as me. Tony, you know what I say. You know, the D South Blank. Tony, get me going. You know, you've listened to me your years, so I'm really sad to hear. He played at the charter school when we were kids. I mean, just fucking dominated. I mean, beyond dominated. And he wasn't going to go to UCLA, remember? They had to change. Fuck that. He changed UCLA just so he could play basketball at UCLA. Fuck, they had to change charters, fucking laws, everything. And intellectual? Oh, yeah. Fucking pseudo de facto, fucking hippie? Oh, yeah. Fucking deadhead? Oh, fuck yeah. Fucking right to the end, deadhead. You know, I don't like those guys anymore. I really can't stand it, to be honest with you, as far as since Garcia. I love Garcia. I remember going to the concert when Walton was doing his thing, you know, and like in 1978, I hitchhiked from here in Santa Barbara. It was Friday the 13th, and it was in the wintertime, and you know, because it was wrapped around the wells, and it was the anti-nuclear energy concert. And I got to meet Garcia. I still have the shirt, that shirt. So, but Bill was always there, you know. I used to talk to him all the time. Again, me and him and Peter sat together at San Diego 250 when that historic vet where they raised the Kumeyaw flag. I went to San Diego 200, so did he. Reagan spoke. Hundreds of thousands of people there. I went to San Diego 250, jumped on the plane, went down there. I mean, what's the irony? I look over there, and there's a car going around right there, and I'm like, God, I recognize that car. There's only car over there, white car, and I look over there, and I'm like, it's my granddaughter, that beautiful, beautiful, incredible granddaughter of mine, learning to drive. Like, what the hell? You know, I'm really, really heartbroken to hear this out of Bill. He was in good condition because I talked to him last year. He would ride his bike all over San Diego. You know, he's having those big knee problems, whatever. He'd walk kind of gimpy, whatever. But fuck, he was always on that bike all over. I used to see him all over San Diego, you know, and I spent so much time there. I don't know what kind of cancer he had, but I know what kind Tony had. I sure know what kind that Peter had, the owner of the Padres. Sure the hell know what I fucking had. 2011, boy. Woo! Peter got it. Tony right about there too, but nobody's more San Diego than Bill Walton. Fuck no. Nobody. Still lives on Walton Avenue, I believe, you know. I think he still lives in the grandparents' house. You know, it's right there. You know, you come down off Old Town there, because he's right there, you know. Very, very sad. The player, fuck. Forget about it. Fucking, I don't think people remember, because, you know, it was on the backs of the great Sindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which was on the backs of the incredible Bill Russell. Oh, fuck. Did Bill Russell ever lose to San Francisco with the Don, him and Sam Jones? Oh, fuck. What a player. Are you fucking kidding me? You know, he's a Californian. Bill Russell. You know, I don't think he was born there. I know he wasn't. I think he moved there when he was like 12 or so. Bill Russell's born and raised California. Nobody's more California than fucking, or excuse me, than Bill Walton. Nobody. And I remember I watched him play in high school. Fucking dominant. You know, and then he got traded. You know, he had that fucking bad injury on his ankle, and he blamed the Blazers for making him come back, which was probably true. You know, he got a lot of grief with Stanford, right? Oh yeah, he was fucking hell. Fucking here in Utah. Remember when Stockton dropped the shot? That's Bill Walton on the call. Uh-oh. So I talked to him all the time, and he knew what I was up to, the marine biology, you know, the Fukushima dynamic, the cancer. He knew about my cancer because he'd bring it up to me. How's cancer fight going, Kev? I'm okay. I'm doing good. You know, so I've rehabbed right there. So fucking sad to see him go. And then I saw it was cancer. Well, I thought, well, maybe he got hit on his bike when I heard this morning. Behind the blue door called me. Ferngetti's buddy. Smells like spaghetti. You know, this all ties together. All the culture, the Bill Walton culture, the communist culture, you know, the basketball culture, all that. Fuck, what a time, huh? The 70s in California. Oh, fuck, even now. Oh, fuck, what a time. Wow. Back, smells like spaghetti, must be Fernghetti. Oh, the Futonium, Ginsburg on Balco, a bunch of fucking beatniks. He wasn't a beatnik. You know, but I sure loved him. You know, as far as he was such a cool icon. You know, what a dominant, incredible basketball player. Look up his fucking college record. How many in a row? How many in a row? Holy fuck, how many in a row? You couldn't beat him. Where did he go in that championship game? That's the women's basketball coach. No, I take it back. That's the softball coach. His two sons, too. Always the sons. You know Michael Jordan's son married Pippen's ex. What the fuck? The son thing doesn't work out too well, Ronnie. Oh, his did. Oh, his sons can fucking play. Oh, boy, and they're San Diego, too. But so sad to see him go. So last time I saw Stevie was in here. Fuck, I think that was in 1980. I haven't seen her since. I haven't seen Fleetwood Mac since. I'm going to go see her. You know, I hate to go see these old bands, whatever, blah, blah, but I'm going back to the Velvet Underground. You see my gypsy. Stevie, San Francisco, that same crowd. What do you think that song's about, the Velvet Underground? So, I'm sure she know Bill Walton, freaking personally. I'll about guarantee it. You know, the same era, the same time, the same culture. You know, she was left here, was in San Francisco. You see my gypsy. So, getting older. Oh boy, is she. So we are. Honestly, bring our asses down, boy. It's called cancer. You broke the chain. You promised you would never break the chain. Fuck, what a rash of fucking famous San Diegans dying of cancer. Tony Gwynn, Peter, but Mr. San Diego. Oh no, that's fucking Bill Walton. So sad to see this. I don't know what kind of cancer, but I talked to him last year. Sat and visited with him. There goes my granddaughter right there. She's like, what's the odds? You know, I only have two granddaughters. And the other one lives in Italy and she's 4 years old. Stay tuned.